吧！我要把这东西建筑拆掉了，挡视线。红绿灯。45公亩的东西，4公亩的东西，把它拆掉。啊，足足有4公亩，我要拆好几个。我们要臭流量什么的。我电脑不好，不是电脑电不好，真的不行。东西太大，建不下去。KFC 好简单哦。我们小城堡。拆完隔壁的东西，这一大步我拆掉，把我拆掉之后比较顺了，耶！不然真的很卡。今天的第1次直播，等一下，挖不到。等一下，我要去找影片做房子。我要找房子。L E L， 快建造房子。
Minecraft 建造房子。
就是 AI 在搞我。 so bendo by sendendo. I want to win. Get my netto with the big.乐高
Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make a Lego store.
乐高还行啊，我先把这建筑拆掉，再去做乐高房子。乐高商店。我还是把这里的红绿灯拆了好了，没什么用。就是有点抽象。第一家店是我们的鱼店，hamburger， 我喜欢 hamburger。老爸，这是我喜欢的麦当劳，我把自己做出来的。反正是看人家影片。KFC， 真的很像。真的好简单哦。KFC 有点简单呐、等一下再做 LKEA 这个商城。我眼睛我的东西，叮咚星，叮咚星，叮咚星，叮咚星。其他的宝可梦都是没什么用处。猫仔睡觉，拿出一下猫仔。Hello。给这些观众看点猫仔，还挺爽的。猫仔别敲我，太长了。我也快拆完了。不要出现这么离谱的东西，太恐怖了。
for all of your very much. This is the amount of space.
21乘以16，好卡！我放一遍卡。全部拆掉，全部拆掉。吓我一跳！
Going to make your Lego.
1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、11、12、13、14、15、16、17、18、19、20、21。1、2、3、4、5、6、7、8、9、10、11、12、13、14、15、16。KFC。 那么大概了，1、2、3，第3格红点。1、2、3。
Store, a 16 by 21 block area as represented by this white concrete grid on the ground, which you are more than welcome to make if you are planning out a city or a world. As a matter of fact, I would always recommend. Here are all of the materials that we
谢谢提供。耶！乐高店。
are going to be using throughout the build. Please do make sure that you have access to all those materials and enough of them as well. And now that we have all of our stuff, we can get started. Step 1, ladies and gentlemen, come all the way over to the front left-hand corner of your grid, if you've made it, and count backwards 1, 2. On top of this block, place 6 yellow concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Extend to the right by 15. 1, 2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 18, 16, 15.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We can then extend all the way down to the ground. And whilst we're here, we are now going to extend backwards by 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. You can even connect.
You can have. You can have. You can have.
That 18 block down to the ground if you like. You can extend it across the back.
Your holiday, mantle, sea, mantle.
The build all the way to the front of the build, like this, and then if you extend the back corner down as well, you have created a box. We are going to fill in the left, back, and right. Sides of this box in using yellow concrete. I know, this is essentially one big giant. Block of yellow concrete. However, I have researched a lot of Lego stores, believe it or not, in research for making this build in particular. Most of the Lego stores are built into like malls and shopping centers. There's very few like standalone Lego stores that exist. I'm sure that they might, but I've not encountered one. So that is why there is a lack of detail on the right, left, or back sides of the build. They are usually absolutely
没有 window。
100% plastered in Lego, so there's not really any details other than the front and the interior. We're also going to fill in the roof of our Lego store as well. So this
封顶哦。
is once again going to be complete.
扩宽的新道路，要放灯啊，不然会很奇怪的事情跑出来，我会吓死。放灯，放灯，放灯。
Yellow. We've kind of went for a really nice modern design with this build, as once again in my research it's mostly like insert
有玻璃啦。屋顶建完。
into like malls and shopping centers, and they've just got this really nice like big glass exterior with just great display. It's such a like clean and crisp look for the stores. That's something that I've tried to emulate with this. Hopefully you guys like it. I think that it's quite a particularly nice looking shop front. So we have a box at the moment. This isn't particularly nice looking at the moment, but we're gonna fix this. I want you to now add a row of yellow concrete all the way up the left side, along the top, and down the right side of the front of the building. So we just kind of want to limit the amount of space that we have just at the front. We now, on the left side, want to dig into the ground going right of this row that we just created. We want to dig 5 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we want to dig inwards by 2, 1, 2, and I want you to fill this little gap in here using
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1.
Yellow concrete. So the last yellow concrete that we placed, which is this one, I want you to extend all the way up to the ceiling like this, just like so. For the rest of this row, we are going to place glass pane. So this is going to be a nice open window. The glass pane only has to come out as high as the yellow concrete that we have for outside of the build. The ceiling actually has an interesting design inside. It's got a really cool light fixture which I lifted from an actual Lego store, so it's going to look pretty awesome. So that's what we want to have for this. We then want to leave a gap of 3 in the ground, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to want to dig into the ground again, 2 rows towards us, and then dig to the right and fill in this little trench using yellow concrete. We're going to extend the first yellow concrete here all the way up again to where the ceiling will be. And then we want to fill in might be the wrong word, but we want to place glass paint on the remaining empty, unfilled yellow concretes that we have along the ground. So this is just going to make the 2 front shop windows, and we'll have a little display in each of them. So there we go. That's looking pretty good. The shop door is going to be made using 2 rows of glass pane on the left and right side. Like this, so just on the left and right. And something that I've tried and I quite like is I want to have 2 end rods as kind of door handles. Now the end rods want to be placed in the middle 2 blocks in front of the 2 glass. So the way that I've done this is you can see that I've placed blocks at the bottom and the top, and if you place the end rods down and up like this, then that shouldn't be there. Down and up like this, then they look like door handles, and they also provide a little bit of light, which is cool as well because it helps to illuminate the store. So it quite clearly shows you where you've got to go. In addition to this, we're going to make the Lego sign, and this basically starts along the top of this left window here where we have the glass pane. 1, 2, 3, 4 red concrete with an additional row of 4 just up above. Boom, easy as that. We're going to have a little bit of pavement, which I always like to add in with my designs. I like to add a little bit of a pavement to give you guys some options, because you might just want to place this in a city centre or something like that. It's completely up to you. But we're going to dig out all of the space in front of the store. We're going to leave in between the doors alone. I'll make that the actual flooring material. And we're just going to place all of our smooth stone like this. So perfect. So this you can go directly from the street into this. This could be built into a shopping centre. This can be built in amongst other shops. You can do a lot with this because you don't have to worry about what you're placing it next to on the left or right, or even the back really. So now that we've done that, we're going to concern ourselves with the sign. So for the sign, we're going to need the loom, of course, which we only need one. So place that on the ground, and then we're going to need more than one red banner actually. Although I am going to place banners in the top left-hand corner of the inventory, and we're going to need red dye, and I don't know why they split in half, and we're going to need white dye. I didn't press anything. So we're going to need 3 more red banners than we already have. 1, 2, 3, easily achieved. And then we can start to work on the sign. So first letter is going to be L. I don't know how that red banner ended up over there. This is crazy. So, okay, we're going to place a single red banner in the loom, and we're going to place the white dye in there. A vertical row of white dye along the left side of the banner will give us the first part of our L, and the second part, a horizontal row of white dye along the bottom. Boom, that's L. We're going to do E. So E is very easy, horizontal row of white along the bottom. Through the middle, along the top. Top. Now we have to make G, which is a little bit different. So we're going to have a vertical off of the banner, the end vertical. Red. E. Now we have to make G, which is a little bit different. So we're going to have a vertical row of white all the way up the right side. We're going to grab that, put that back in, white dye away, put some red dye in there. We're going to make the top half of the banner, the entire top half of the banner, red. We're going to grab that, put that in, get rid of the red dye, get the white dye back out, and then a horizontal row of white along the bottom. Vertical row of white up the...
Yes, sirs. Look, 高名牌。
left side, horizontal row of white along the top, and boom, you have your G. or well.
等一下，我还差一笔。OK， 乐高完成。
We have now, which is glare. And then we just have to make O, which is
怎么回事？又要用哦。哦哦哦哦！
다이슨의 새로운 로봇 청소기. AI로 똑똑한
dead simple. It's a row of white along the top, a row of white along the bottom, row of white on the right side, and a row of white on the left side. So now I guess we don't have Glee anymore, we have Gleo, which
Yes, sirs.
sounds like a cool name actually. So LE
老爸，乐高完成店，乐高的品牌店门的那个标志被我弄出来了。Yeah， 他那个人家视频弄出来，我也弄出来了，我也爽。
好啦，你手机我操！
拿出我的旗帜或者箱子，把材料都放这里面。
G-O. Perfect. Lego. And it just helps to pull the build together. I really like that. And we're not going to be needing these materials ever again, so I'm just going to dump all of those. So what's the next step now that we've kind of like made the entire outside of the building? I'm not going to bother showing you guys the sides, but you know, this is what the front of the building should look like. It is a fairly nice looking building. It might be a little bit simple, but it's also got a little bit of depth involved. Quite literally. So, inside the building, we have to do a couple of things. First of all, we're going to lay out the floor, which means that we've got to grab light grey concrete. I don't know why we don't have it on us, because this is a primary material, but we need light grey concrete.
Light grey concrete，什么东西？
We need red concrete.
去哪叫的 red concrete？ 不在这了。
And we need yellow concrete.
Yellow concrete。
What would also really help is some smooth quartz stairs.
阶梯。
some glass pane, and then we'll just, also some
a pen.
sea lantern.
发光石，海金灯。
And then we'll see from there. Okay, first of all, I want to just replace underneath the door here using light grey concrete, just like this. So, just underneath the two glass pane areas. I want to take the ends of the door, the yellow concrete, and I want to dig 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So dig 3 rows from the ends of the door towards the back of the store. That rhymes. I would then want you to place a yellow concrete in the last row, join it together like this. Extend it outwards by 1 each side, like so.
好多目标要想完成，别让资金成为你的限制。台积10年期信贷月付。
So, and then extend, you basically want to extend this entire row of yellow concrete towards the back of the store by 9 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like this. So, that is exactly what we are.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Going to do. It's pretty dark in here, so for the moment, I reckon I'm just going to chuck a couple of sea lanterns just up in the ceiling, but we can get rid of those a little bit later. And as a matter of fact, we're going to be working on the ceiling very, very shortly. So there's a really, really cool part of the ceiling that's meant to, I think, it's meant to sort of emulate a Lego brick, or at least the that I built it, it kind of does. I don't know whether that's supposed to be it originally, but there was this really cool, in this one particular Lego store that I looked at, there's a particularly cool light fixture. It looks like a Lego brick, essentially. So now that we have our yellow concrete rectangle built into the floor, we want to use the shape of this to create a design on the ceiling. So find one of the corners of the rectangle and just extend it all the way up to the ceiling, just like this. I'm going to destroy every single block that doesn't touch the ceiling, and then I'm going to create the same rectangular shape that we have down below, just up above. So this is going to take a little bit of focus and a little bit of checking, but think that is perfect. So this is the exact same rectangular shape that we have down below on the floor. Now, the significance of this is that I want to turn this into a line. I'm going to take the 3 middle blocks at the front and also the back of the rectangle, and I'm going to place upside down quartz stairs in front of the 3 middle blocks. I'm going to place a sea lantern in front of the middle, and then the goal is to place upside down, and this is a little bit tricky for me. I don't know why, so I've got to do I want to place upside down stairs around the. I've got to face the other way, right? Yeah, upside down stairs around the. And this kind of emulates the shape of a Lego block. So, like this, right? And then like this. And then here, right? Perfect. Okay. So this kind of emulates the shape of a Lego block. And I'm actually going to just leave this. So I'm going to leave the empty space. And I just thought it was a particularly cool feature that it kind of like shares a little bit of a characteristic with Lego blocks themselves. You know, like underneath part that allows you to stick them into stuff. I just thought that that was pretty cool. So now that we've done this, the next goal is for us to just rip up the floor, basically. I'm going to rip up the floor before we start placing stuff, and I want the floor to be light grey concrete. The reason being is because this Lego store is so bright with yellow and red and all sorts of different colours when we start actually like decorating the shelves. Like we're going to be using bookshelves, which are a whole variety of colours as well. That I feel as though that to really appreciate it, we just need a little bit of light grey concrete just to dull the vibrancy of the inside of the store. So we'll just do this. We'll grab some light grey concrete and we'll just place it here at the front, and I'll just kind of like box in the middle part of the store just like this. So here. And it's really cool that we've kind of got like this platform in the middle of the store, because this is kind of like what you're drawn to, like initially. Like that's the middle part of the store, that's the first thing that you're going to see. We're going to decorate that in kind of like a cool way. We're going to make some nice big 3D Lego bricks, which I think is going to be pretty cool. So there we go, that's what I'm talking about. We've dulled the area a little bit. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to make some displays, and we're going to make the counter for the cash register area, which is really simple to make. At the end of your yellow rectangular area here, we're going to place a row of red concrete, one row away from the end of the red rectangle, and we're going the yellow rectangle, and then we're going to add just another red concrete just to connect it to this back wall, and that's all we're going to do. Okay, next, we can also add a cash register in the form of a quartz stairs if you like as well on one of the ends, or you could even have 2 cash registers because it's actually quite a big store. In the corners of the store, the back corners, you're going to want to add a row of yellow concrete. So, just like this. So, in the corner, bottom to top, top to bottom, a row of yellow concrete. Then, from the bottom of the yellow concrete, we're going to want to place 2 upside down stairs, 1, 2, and then another yellow concrete. 2 upside. Downstairs, 1, 2, another yellow concrete. 2 stairs. 1, 2, another yellow concrete. 2 stairs, yellow concrete. Finally, 2 stairs, yellow concrete. That last yellow concrete you can extend all the way up to the ceiling, and you can fill in the gap in between the front of the store and that last row.
喂，我要检举啦！你怎么下蛋能下这么快？你什么都不懂，滚滚滚！不是，我要检举啊！你怎么全都是极品蛋啊？滚滚滚，自己去生啊！是要怎么生啊？我要检举啦！你怎么这么快就当上鸭王了？因为你开局要这样玩。我们先找好角度，这样吧。
Row. So all of these rows of yellow concrete are all going to get extended up to the ceiling. It's not just one of them. Like this. But there is one display in particular which is going to be this middle display, where we are going to place another row of smooth quartz stairs, and we are going to place another row of yellow concrete, just like this. So this wants to pop out a little bit. The cool part about this, as you may notice, it's right in between the middle of the lights, which are Lego bricks. So this store actually, it just like works on so many levels. It's just quite nice. We also want to add a little bit of red concrete, and we're going to leave a gap of 1 above the quartz stairs. So leave a gap of 1, and then we're going to have red concrete in between all of the yellow concrete shelves. We want the red concrete to pop out an additional row when it comes to that middle shelf in particular right there. We want to have the same thing, by the way, on the opposite side of the store. So we'll just leave that for now, and that's looking pretty good if you ask me. And we'll come onto this opposite side and we'll do the same thing. So it's quite easy to remember. 2 upside down stairs, yellow concrete. 2 upside down stairs, yellow concrete, so on and so forth until you have in total 5 displays, which you should be able to figure out, because you just won't be able to place anymore as you get to the front. So we're going to extend these last 2 rows of yellow concrete upwards. We're going to extend all of the separations of the yellow concrete upwards as well. And then we're going to isolate the middle row. So now that we've got all of these, we're going to isolate the middle here. And we're going to place red concrete. Oh, we're going to, of course, extend these stairs as well. And then we're going to place red concrete. We're going to leave a gap of 1 and then red concrete all the way through the middles of all of these shelves. I'm going to recommend that when it comes to the middle shelf, if you actually take out the back pair of red concrete and place some ceiling, it'll actually lighten up the room a little bit. We'll make sure that the room's all nice and bright anyway, but it's nice that it'll kind of have it'll illuminate the display a little bit. So what else can we do? So I'm in two minds. We can add another layer of yellow concrete to the ceiling. So this is going to be above all of these shelves, right? So I'm going to try it, but I don't know whether I'll like this because it will kind of box in the Lego brick a little bit that we have in the middle, but that might also not be a bad thing. We could even... row around the entire middle of the Lego brick light. That's what I'm referring to it as, the central light that is in the middle of the Lego store. I'm calling it the Lego brick light. It's kind of got a nice... I wonder if Lego make lamps. I bet you can get a Lego lamp. I bet that'd be pretty cool, actually. So we can, first of all, I'm just going to leave a row of yellow. So, just to see how it looks, it might make it look a little bit better, or it might make it look a little bit worse. So hang on. There we go. So I actually that's pretty cool. I think that really helps to highlight it. Or, alternatively, we can fill all the way around it in and... then it's just that middle bit that's kind of like an alcove, and it makes it feel a little bit more special, maybe? I don't quite know, honestly. You know, you can reverse that if you like. I'm going to leave it at that because it looks a little bit cleaner, but you can go with a few different variations for the ceiling if you like. So now that we have done that, what do we have to do next? So we have to make a little display in the middle of the floor. So this is quite easy to do. On the left side here, parallel to the sticky out part of the shelving area, I'm going to place a row of 1, 2, 3, 4 red concrete, extend the ends towards me, 1, 2, 1, 2, join it together in the middle. And here's the thing, I haven't tested this on Bedrock, I know this works on Java. If you take upside down stairs, water,
Water.
and then if you grab yourself some coral, which if this doesn't work, it's not a big deal. It's going to be disappointing, but we can work around it. But we're going to grab some coral, and it almost sort of looks like a of sorts because of the nature of coral. So if we add some water in here, and then some upside down stairs, and we might have to do in reverse actually, but we'll see. And then if we add some coral, okay, well the coral fan isn't working, but the actual tube coral is. So as long as one of them works, I'm actually quite happy. So if we grab another large coral, let's grab this yellow one, shall we? There we go. So will this work? Are we going to go grey? You don't find out right away. Perfect. So it kind of looks like a collection of Lego bricks. An alternate to that, which we will be using as well, is an item frame with concrete in it. And they just look like single bricks, but that's just a little bit boring. Anyway, over to the right here, we're going to have another tiny little display. We're just going to have a couple of yellow concretes extending up from the ground. This whole middle bit, I want to have, we're going to grab this. We're going to grab bookshelves. We're going to grab crimson planks, warped planks, acacia wood planks. We're going to grab crimson stairs, crimson slabs, and then crimson button, warped button, and acacia buttons.
feet.
So over here, I mean, you can place just like a couple of bricks if you like. These just look like singular tiny bricks, I think. But we can make like giant Lego bricks, which I think is a pretty cool idea. So basically, the way that I've done it is that like I take the corner here. Here, the corner of the rectangle, and I extend one row inwards, and the first brick that I'm going to make is like a vertical brick. It's going to be 2 stairs stacked on top of each other, crimson stairs, this works with any, and then a slab on top, and then that sort of looks like a brick, sort of. An alternate way to do this, and I'll show you how to do it. So this is one laid down. In the back corner here, if you extend in diagonally, single plank on the ground, and then a warped button on top, just looks like a single Lego brick. We can do the same thing with the crimson. If we leave a gap of 2 and then we place a couple of crimson blocks, a couple of crimson buttons, it looks like a double brick. The same thing can be done over here as well. Acacia planks, 2 of them, 2 acacia buttons on top. Of course, alternatively, if you don't like that, I just like that because it's a bit of variance, you can place them upwards like this, and then you can place the buttons on the side. I don't know, you know, whichever you like more, it's up to you. I've given you a couple of options, and of course, any button, plank, block, whatever it might be, combination will work. So that gives us, you know, there's actually quite a lot of colours nowadays, luckily. With all of the buttons, you can see that we've got like black and we've got browns and stuff like these are the more vibrant ones, so that's what I've chosen to use. So, you know, feel free to mix and match these, and I'm sure that you'll create a combination that you like. I want to light this place up a little bit first of all. So first I'm just going to grab the lanterns, and I also want to make some shelves. So smooth quartz slabs. I want to fill those shelves up with some bookshelves. I want to grab like paintings and item frames, I think, and we'll just leave it at that for now. So, I'm going to hang lanterns in between all of the displays. And I'm going to have something which should look like that. So I know that that's a lot of lanterns, but we have to light this shop up like it has to be light and bright. Otherwise it just doesn't quite look right. I mean, that's looking pretty good now. So now that we've done that, and now that we've kind of discovered that this works, we should actually tackle these central displays, right? So we're gonna need the water, we'll need the stairs back, and we're going to need different corals. So we'll need 4 of them in total because we don't want to repeat ourselves. I'm going to grab. We can use different combinations as well. So why not like fire and brain? And I'm going to place water behind the outward stairs. I'm going to place water, and then upside down smooth quartz stairs behind, fire coral, brain coral, perfect. I'm going to over to this opposite side, and I'm going to do a similar thing. So destroy both of these stairs. Water in here. Move quartz stairs upside. They specifically have to be. Well, they don't actually. They don't specifically have to be upside down, but it will look better if they are. If you place regular ones, then And over here, let's have like red and yellow, because you know it's like the colors of the Lego store. Perfect. So it's just kind of like a cool little display to have, and then you can just seal it up with a little bit of glass pane. And if you've ever been to a Lego store, I'm sure that you. Guys have, right? If you've ever been to a Lego store, then you know that they've got loads and loads and loads of displays that you can look at that are all built up, which is really cool. We're going to be using bookshelves above all of the red concrete areas.
我在做乐高店，乐高。
That we have above all of the shelves. These are basically just to look like boxes, so just boxes and boxes and boxes of Lego. I mean, what else do you expect there to be at a Lego store if not Lego? That's what all of these bookshelves are for. I'm going to make a shelf above the entire the entire. Like register area, the area that you'd go and like pay for your Lego if you're paying for it, and I'm going to make a shelf that's just going to leave a gap of one up above, and I'm going to fill that up with shelves as well, bookshelves. We're going to use a painting here on the left. We're going to have just like a little poster. I'm specifically